Hey guys, this is Daniel from That Damn Brand, and I'm here with a good friend, Kernwallis.
Hey, what's up? Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's been a while, and we just wanted to do something. We haven't done anything in shit. How long? Like, so long.
Since pandemic times,
Yeah, it's been a long ass time. So we just gathered a few topics that we wanted to discuss. That was true to both our hearts, or one of our hearts, and that's what we're going to be discussing. So the first one that I really wanted to get into was Halo Infinite. So I know Halo was kind of like before your time. Is that true?
I mean, I had an Xbox 360, and
Right,
I
right.
played Halo 3, you know.
So like my one of my biggest memories from my childhood, like just playing video games, is going to the midnight release of Halo 2 and getting home, putting that disc in, and I don't know if you remember because Halo 2 might have been before your time. It actually had a map of the world and said where everyone is online, and only like us and East Coast were online because back then midnight was midnight for your time zone
Oh, okay.
because it's a physical disc.
Right.
So it was cool playing, like getting home, playing that game, and then you get kicked out or like go back to the lobby, and now like Mountain Time's online, and then you play another game or two, and then like West Coast is online, and just seeing the whole world come online to play Halo because Halo was that big back then, and that is one of like my favorite gaming moments of all time. And just playing Halo online. Before that, we'd have to throw LAN parties, and LAN parties are fun as shit, but they're just hard to organize. And getting 16 people together,
Yeah. Yeah.
did so. Have you ever done a LAN party? Or was that before your time too?
I've done one with PCs. Like I've never done growing up in a small town. None of my friends were real gamers. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I was the one playing video games all the time. I had a few friends here and there who, I would be like, hey, I'm going to bring my Xbox over. We're going to play some games. Or, hey, we can play Mario Kart at my place after school or something like that. I always have to drag people out and play video games. But,
So
you know,
speaking of Mario Kart, I'm just curious. Did you ever land Double Dash?
no, I did not. I didn't know how to. That was, I wish I could have. I always saw the option in the menu as
Yeah,
like, what is land? What is this? Like, I went in there and I tried to fiddle with it and I didn't know what was going on. So,
I got to do a seven-person game once, but I didn't like how it randomly assigns you both riders and a cart. I didn't like that.
oh, you didn't get a pick on the land?
No,
Oh,
it just throws you some people and like there you go.
oh. Well, that sounds like more of a challenge to me.
Yeah, it was fun. It's Christmas time, so I didn't need to go hardcore on my cousins. Like
Oh, true, true.
yeah. But Halo Infinite got an update recently, and they showed off a screenshot. They showed off some PC related information, which I'm actually really excited about. And I have to give it to Microsoft in terms of like their PC ports of their games. Gears 5, which was a mediocre game in my opinion. Like it was, I'm a huge Gears fan. I probably like Gears more than I like Halo in terms of like how much I played it. Um, Gears 5 was all right. It was good, but it wasn't like as good as 3. 3 is the best. Anywho, their PC port of it was awesome. The options that was in there, how you can, I think you could do POV or FOV, field of view. It did ultra wide, which I was really excited about because I had an ultra wide monitor at the time. They really built it for PC, and it seems like Halo Infinite is following that route. Recently, they released a screenshot showing how it supports super ultra wide, which I am fucking excited about because I have a super ultra wide monitor, and not a lot of games support it in like a good way. They just stretch out the image, and the options that they were showing just with like no max frames, which Halo Master Chief Collection actually did, I think, max out at three something, which monitors are getting higher than that now. I don't know if you saw that there's a new monitor coming out that's like 390 or something. Stupid.
90 hertz? Ugh,
Yeah.
I I ain't got that money.
Yeah, it's expensive. But I think it's cool that Xbox itself is just really trying to appease the PC market. I was an Xbox gamer once the first Xbox came out. Switch over from PlayStation because PlayStation kind of pissed me off with some technical issues I was having with my PS2. Probably kind of unfair, but that's my history with it.
Biased.
Yeah, and I just like that. Maybe for me because I feel like Xbox is kind of like my console home, and I don't want to buy an Xbox because I have a PC that like completely blows any Xbox out of the water. I don't see the purpose,
Right.
like why I would want to buy inferior hardware, which it is. I don't mean to sound snooty, but it's just a fact. So the fact that I can play Xbox games on my PC and it interacts with Xbox Live and all that kind of stuff, I'm really excited about. Halo, I'm really excited about being able to play with Xbox people. So I don't know if you have anything to say on this.
No, I think it's pretty cool. I think that I guess it all boils down to, or it all boils down to Microsoft taking a huge initiative with trying to push their products onto PC. I think that's the right way to go. They are Microsoft. They have Windows. Like, I don't understand why they haven't been doing this before. And I think it all started with Game Pass. Once Game Pass was available on PC and it started to take off for PC players, Microsoft finally put two and two together and was like, hey, we need to start making our games more optimized for PC because if we're going to do Game Pass for PC and console, we need to make it have a good experience across the board. So
To be
I
fair,
think it's great.
to be
Go
fair to
ahead.
Microsoft, they've been doing this for a while. It just they fucked up the first attempt. Do you remember Games for Windows a long time ago on the 360?
No. Wait. What game was I playing that had games for Windows? It was
Shadowrun was my favorite game on there.
I don't remember what it was. I think I tried to play like maybe it was New Vegas, Fallout New Vegas, or Fallout 3 or something. One of them had games for Windows, and it was like you can't. This service is no longer available, and
Yeah.
I couldn't get it to run. I was like, all right, well that's stupid.
So back in the 360, when Games for Windows actually was a service, there was a game called Shadowrun, and it's one of my favorite 360 games of all time. And back then, I was a console gamer, but that game came out on console and PC, and both were able to play against each other through Xbox Live. So they
Oh,
did
cool.
this on the original, or not the original, but on the 360. So this has been an idea that they've had forever. They just screwed up Games for Windows because it was fucking awful on the PC,
Right.
and so now they're finally getting it done. Which I don't know why it's so bad. Like, because it's your software on the PC. How did you fuck it
Right.
up?
Right. It's like Xbox was not talking with Windows. Like they didn't have cohesion in the software development side of things.
Yeah.
And so like they were just like, hey, just make this to where it works like this, okay? And they're like, okay, we'll do our best. And that was it. That was the one meeting they had about it over in Seattle, and that was it.
So I'm excited that it's finally taking off. I've been waiting years for this because I've been a PC. I just started playing PC, and I had a lot of friends who played PC before when I was a console gamer, and I wanted to play with them. And now it's kind of the other way around, where I'm a PC gamer, and there's a lot of console people that I want to play with. So I'm really excited that the barriers are being broken down. But back to Halo, the screenshots that they've been showing look really, really good, like graphically, which is one of the big things they really stumbled on the original debut of it, which I don't even know. Like, that speaks volumes to me, honestly, because me being a huge Halo fan, I'll go over this again. The best games, like 4 kind of was mediocre in terms of story. Multiplayer sucked ass. 5 I've never played, but I've heard multiplayer is decent. Like, they fixed it, but the story fucking sucked ass. The best thing to come out of since Bungie left has been the Master Chief Collection, which is all of Bungie's games.
Right, exactly.
So 343 Studios, in my opinion, has, and even like, so remember that game was broken at launch and it took 2 years to fix?
Yeah, what was that? Master Chief Collection was broken at launch. Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember that.
So as far as I'm concerned, 343 can't even release the old fucking games that were good.
Dude, 343 is, I'm surprised they're still around.
So
Well, I mean, they're owned by Microsoft, but like, still, I mean,
I have no faith in them because they haven't done anything right. And then I don't know if you pay attention to Halo news. I know you're probably not into it as much as me, but apparently the reason Infinite is taking so long, which has been like 7 years. Why has it been 7 years since the last fucking Halo game? That's your flagship game. Is because they were making it after Halo 5, and everyone was like, "Oh, this game's dog shit." So then they started from scratch again. But how did Halo 5 come out being dog shit, and they not know it's dog shit, and like think that they didn't need to improve on it and just made make a sequel to it? I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like everything.
Go ahead.
Oh well, everything they've been putting out like is shit, and they think it's okay. And no one internally is like, "Nah, this is kind of ass," until it actually comes out to public, and that's just. There's so many people that all these things had to get by, and all of them green flagged it.
I think that just has to do with corporate culture's disconnect from their audience that they're trying to get to. Like, you know how they always have games that are like, "Oh, this is going to be our best game ever." Like, we'll get into this topic soon, but Battlefield 5 was a fucking flop, right? Anthem was a fucking flop. You know, I know I'm throwing EA in the fire right now, but
no, I don't care about that. Yeah, EA needs to be burned.
Hey, I love Apex Legends. Okay, Apex Legends is my shit. But like it's just they like had such a big disconnect from what the audience, what the people they're tailoring this game to, than what they actually want to make, because they're on the money side of things. Whatever corporation you buy games from, they're on the money side of things. They're not on the user experience side.
Right.
So it boils down to, I think 343 had no clue what to do with the Halo franchise when Microsoft was like, "Here you go."
There's actually a lot of inside information that's saying what you just said is not true, but it's actually worse than that.
Oh, it's worse.
It's that they thought they wanted to change Halo to be more quote-unquote modern, which is very apparent in Halo 4. Halo 4 feels like Call of Duty mixed with like some Halo aspects. And they took it away from what made Halo. Like, Halo's an arena shooter. And they made it class-based. They added all these stupid powers. Like, they had random drops on the map for power weapons. Like, they randomized the game the way COD kind of randomizes it, where, COD wants everyone to get a kill every now and then, so they feel like they're having fun. And Halo wanted to get away from the whole, you can just completely get stomped and dominated. But
I see that.
They themselves set out to change the formula. And that's kind of disappointing, but I guess even when they screwed that up, so they fixed it with 5. But I don't know, man, like I don't have any faith in them. And at the same time, I'm kind of excited about the game. It's kind of weird.
I think it'll be a graphical showcase. When you were talking about the screenshots that they've been releasing, I think they have done a very good job upping the graphics from the trailer that they released. So I think it'll look beautiful.
I agree 100% that it's going to look great now. But why did it take beforehand to make this happen? Because that game was supposed to launch like a few months after that tech demo came out. I guess that's even, I don't know what to call it other than that. And it looked like ass. Like,
gameplay trailer, I think. Wasn't it called a gameplay trailer? Okay.
I guess it was, yeah. And it looked like shit. And I just feel like every single time they do something with this game, or with this series, 343, they have to always make a mistake before they make it right.
Right.
And that's what I'm kind of scared of.
Yeah, well, we'll just gotta wait and see.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on from that.
Yeah, let's move on.
So the next topic is the crypto crash. And not so much me losing $1,000.
Dude, I've lost money too. It's fine.
Well,
You're not the only one.
I'm not worried about it. But
me neither. I'm still positive from my initial investment, so
exactly.
I'm fine.
Well, I'm
I'm
not
fine.
positive for my crypto investment, but overall investments, I'm a positive, so it's part of the game.
Right.
Well, so there are a lot of tech tubers. Um, I think Jay made a video about this. Not an Apple fan made a video about this, about how with the crypto crash coming, that a lot of GPUs might be going secondhand hitting eBay for
Right.
decent prices because there'll be a flood of them. How do you feel about that? And do you think that's correct?
I
Because
I
it's
won't
happened
believe
before.
it. Yeah, but I won't believe it until I see it. I think people have gotten a formula down to where, even if there's a crypto crash, um, I don't think the miners themselves are going to sell their GPUs because the miners make money either way because they're processing these transactions. So whether people are selling things or people are buying things, they're still making money, right?
Yeah,
Unless I don't understand that correctly.
you're correct, but they're making money based off of how much Ethereum is,
Okay.
which
And
is
Ethereum is crashing. I really don't know. I
yeah.
just know I just follow Dogecoin
Oh yeah,
because that's where my money is.
Ethereum crashed as well, but okay, so we're kind of in the same boat. I was actually thinking you might have been the opposite, so I was hoping to get an argument. That's
Oh,
fine.
oh,
But that's fine. Like I'm actually on the same belief as you because when crypto started going off and Ethereum mining became a thing, I remember it being like sub 1,000, and even with the crash, it went as high as 4,000, and even now it's still like 26, 22. It's ranging around there. So if the mining boom started when Ethereum was 1,000, why would like I know it went off the charts and everyone was like holy shit and everyone was making mad money, but it's still higher than what it was beforehand. So I don't understand why people think that this crash, which it is a crash, it went down 50%, but it's still way higher than when it was 6 months ago.
yeah, exactly. Like how I said earlier, like my initial investment is still like I still make money even though there was a crash. I still made money from my initial investment,
Yeah, dude,
so I'm fine. I'm holding. I don't give a shit.
I had money in Dogecoin when I was 3 cents, but I backed out.
I think I was at 4 cents. No, I was at 4 cents, like around you, and
Yeah.
then I sold at 40 something cents, and then I
Dang.
rebought. I rebought, and then I didn't sell at 70, and I'm holding my rebuy right now,
Until it goes back
which
up.
is until it goes back up. Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. So just I think there's a lot of tech tubers talking about that. That's the light at the end of the tunnel. Everyone's like, oh, they're not going to be buying up GPUs like crazy, which they have bots that buy this stuff up. So they are like hurting the market in terms of
Right.
the average person not being able to get a GPU. But
Uh-huh.
I don't think that's changing anytime soon. It's still off the charts from what we saw like even a year ago. So
That's not going to change. They're still going to have bots that buy everything. Like
yeah,
you really can't combat that. Like you can't
it's hard.
unless you do in-person pickups at store only. Like you can't combat that, and they're not going to. Like where are you going to get it? Best Buy, Micro Center. Like
Right. Micro Center is the only one that you
yeah, see exactly.
because Best Buy,
Um,
if you buy from them, you have to buy it online.
yeah,
They don't
exactly.
own the store. Yeah.
So that's just it. It's
Yeah.
going to keep happening.
Unfortunately, people, you guys are gonna have to wait for a GPU.
The scalping market. Same thing's happening with Pokemon cards, man.
I saw that. I saw that Target stopped carrying them because like there was an altercation that included a gun or something.
Yeah, like somebody
Like what
pulled out a
the?
gun on someone else because of Pokemon cards. It was over in the Midwest. I think it was like Michigan or something,
That's
or
crazy, dude.
Minnesota.
I I wish I would
Stupid.
have held on to a lot of my cards. Like I don't know where they are. I would be selling them right now.
I think mine are in one of these tubs back here behind me. I don't think they're worth anything. Like I have some, but most of them are energy cards. Like I
I
didn't keep any of the good ones, I guess.
I have a Dark Charizard that's worth like $80. So it's not like something crazy, but that's still cool.
Oh, it's better than 5 cents or like a penny.
Yeah, right. Okay, next topic. Battlefield 6 had a pretty massive leak, in my opinion. So they leaked out a bunch of frames from what's supposed to be a upcoming trailer along with the audio of the trailer. So, but there's no video of it. So some people have just put together the frames, and sometimes they'll skip over portions of the where there's not like enough frames to keep it going. I actually did watch a YouTube video that kind of pieced together the audio and the frames together. I'm actually pretty excited, and I think that's cool that a new Battlefield's coming out. I've been wanting to play a new Battlefield for like the past 2 years. I haven't played one since 4. I what?
Actually, so they had a huge sale on Steam with the Battlefield games, so I bought them.
All of them?
And I tried to. No, it wasn't. It was. I'm pull it up right here. It was 1, 4, and 5, and the only one I actually installed from it was 4 because I was like, man, I remember Battlefield 4. That shit was lit. Like, I'm gonna try and install and play, and then whenever I tried to play, nobody was playing it. Like, I could not get into a game. I swear I tried for a good 30 to 45 minutes, and I could not get into a game.
Because there's been like three Battlefields since then, hasn't there been?
Well, no, it's like 5 and 1 are after 4.
Hardline wasn't, or that was before?
I think Hardline was after it too, but I don't care about that one.
Yeah, I don't care about any of those, honestly.
Right, I didn't buy that one. They had 1, 4, and 5 in a pack, and I was like, okay, I'll buy this. It's whatever. It was like $6 a game.
Oh, and 5. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it like included all the DLC for all the games, and I was like, okay, this is a good deal. But I am very excited for a modern Battlefield game.
I am too. I've been wanting to play one for a while, but I don't want to buy any of the current ones. So I was hoping they would do something soon. And DICE is pretty decent when it comes to making games. I know everyone hates EA, but I think DICE does a good job.
Yeah. EA is the evil, but Respawn, DICE, like Citron, or no, was it Criterion? Citron, something else. Like the people that make like Need for Speed and stuff, or Ghost games or whatever they're called. The studios are great. It's EA is when they get their fingers in it, and that's what messes up the games, in my opinion. I think because if EA doesn't see how it's going to make them money besides the initial purchase, then they're like, no, we got to put something in there to make us more money.
Yeah, and I think
it throws it off.
I think a perfect example of that is Battlefront 2. There was so much monetization in the game that it just drew the fan base away, and actually probably lost them the license to Star Wars.
Well, Respawn made that really good Star Wars game, Jedi Fallen Order, and that's still under EA. I don't know. I guess they had that contract in already before all this other stuff happened with Battlefront. So, but I don't know. I know Lucasfilm Games is doing their own thing with a bunch of different people, like the Indiana Jones game for Xbox or something like that. I know we're going off on a tangent about Battlefield 6, but
no, that's fine. It's content.
right. But back to the main subject. I am looking forward to Battlefield. I hope that I don't have to pay $60 for it. Like I can, play it somehow, like without having to pay a lot of money. Because I have Game Pass on PC, so if it's on Game Pass on PC, I'm good.
That's actually a good point because EA Pass is on PC now, so through Xbox.
Yeah, the EA Play or something, right?
Yeah, and I haven't done anything with EA Play, so I really don't know how it works, but yeah, it should be on there.
So I have it, right? So basically, you have to have the Xbox app, and then you have to have the EA desktop app. Yeah. Not Origin. It's a different one. You have to download a whole different one.
That's stupid.
And then, it is stupid. You have to download a whole different one. And then you sign into the EA Play through the Xbox app. So you launch the Xbox app first. You're like, oh, I want to play Need for Speed Heat. And then it'll be like, okay, redirecting you to EA Desktop. EA Desktop will launch. It'll verify everything. And then you can play it. So I'm like, why do I have to have two different what are they called?
Like launchers.
Game launchers, yeah, exactly. Why do I have to have two different launchers, right? It's kind of annoying, but it works.
So,
I just it's.
but how does it work with new titles? Do they put new titles on there, or is it like kind of a collection of old games and like
So it's you have to, okay. So with Game Pass, you get EA Play.
right?
But if you want brand new EA games day one or early access, you have to have EA Play Pro, which is more money. But I'm gonna wait until they have Battlefield on EA Play, not the
Ooh.
Pro version of it.
Right, right.
It might be 6 months down the road, but
Yeah,
I'm still
probably
gonna
will.
wait. Like I already paid for Game Pass, so
I'm
there's probably other games I can play.
so I would probably buy Battlefield Day One because that's a game that I've been wanting to play for a while, and I'm a huge competitive person, and I like seeing multiplayer games mature. I like seeing how like the player base gets better. I like seeing like stupid strats that didn't it used to work not working. Like you can do it like day one. You can do a lot of cheesy ass shit like that.
Right,
You can't
exactly.
do a few months down the road.
Right, they'll patch it or they'll like nerf somebody to where you can't do it anymore or something like that. Yeah.
Or just like hiding places. Like like you find a hiding spot that no one knows yet.
Right, the little rat spots.
Yeah.
the
So
the rat holes in the walls and stuff. Yep.
I like that kind of stuff. So I'll probably buy it day one. But most of the time, I'm actually in your field where if I don't care about a game too much, I'll just wait till it comes out, like
Goes
for
on sale
free or
or
goes
for
yeah
some, yeah.
for Game Pass. Yeah. But if it's knowing Battlefield, dude, it's probably gonna have like a shitload of expansions, or the total cost of the game is probably gonna be a few $100.
Well, hopefully they learn from Battlefront 2 and they kind of like, the expansions will be free, but they have, microtransactions, I guess. I don't know.
That's
Like
a
you pay, go ahead.
I was saying that's a good point because I can't, I only know Battlefield 4. I don't know much about Battlefield 5, but it seems like the microtransaction stuff is really, well, it obviously is taking over, and where we
Yeah.
got the point where Ubisoft is saying we just want to freaking nickel and dime everyone. We make more money that way.
Yeah, I mean, if you make more money that way, you make more money because people will spend $10 a week on skins or whatever, and
Yeah.
not realize in 2 months you've already spent more money than you would if you would have just paid $60 for a game.
Yeah.
You know, um, so and people don't see that big chunk taken out of their money, like taken out of their funds or like on their bank statement for
Right.
$60, but they're okay with little $10 chunks, like over the course of 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how many multiplayer games go that route with the success of Fortnite and having to steal away a player base from there because there's only a finite number of players.
Right, and that's going to be a big hurdle that Battlefield has to cross is that they have to compete with Fortnite, Warzone, Apex Legends, like all of those other shooters, Valorant. They have to compete with all of those. Like, if they charge people $60, that's going to be a huge hurdle for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So if they don't go the free to play route with Battlefield, then it's going to be tough. It's going to be real tough for them.
Do you think they would go the Call of Duty route where they have a free mode and then your more traditional modes being on like the main game?
Yeah, I think they would because Battlefield 5 had a battle royale and traditional modes, but it was all you had to buy it to get everything.
I didn't know Battlefield
And
5 had a. Well, maybe
yeah, they have
I
like
forgot because of it.
yeah they have the 100-player battle royale, whatever. It was called
Yeah.
Firestorm or something like that. Um, it was popular for a little bit because it didn't come out at launch. That's why it was not
Yeah.
like very played a lot because the launch of Battlefield 5 did not include the battle royale mode. That wasn't added until a few months later, if I'm remembering correctly.
I think I do remember that. Yeah. I think you're correct about that.
Yeah, so
That's when every game got a battle royale. Like it just where Fallout
yeah, that's
and
been
Cliffy B
yeah.
came out with one. Do you even know who
Yep.
Cliffy B is? I don't know
Who?
if he's Cliffy B. Is he before your time?
No, I don't know who that is.
The guy who made Unreal. Is Unreal before your time?
Oh, like Unreal Tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's before my time. I didn't play that.
Okay. I used to watch that on G4, if you remember what that is. Or no,
I know. I know. That's how I used to watch E3 back in the day.
Yeah.
Because when I was younger, we didn't have internet at the house, so we had cable TV, and that's where E3 came on. So it's like, all right, cool.
I wasn't even a PC gamer at the time, but I loved watching Arena and watching Unreal tournaments. And then they would also play Call of Duty 2, and that was cool to watch.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
But I guess that's all I really had to say on this. You?
Yeah, I'm good. Let's move on. What we got next?
Hot tub streams.
Oh yeah, baby.
So this has been a new
Makes
trend.
me wet. No.
This has been a new trend for like the past couple of months, right? It's pretty recent.
Yeah,
but not too recent.
Yeah, so the past couple of months, let's say 3 months ago,
Yeah.
people were started streaming in like inflatable hot tubs in like their yard or in their house, which I don't recommend in your house.
Yeah, like little kiddie pools.
Yeah, little kiddie pools, like, and they have floaties and stuff, and like, but they were in the just chatting category, like kind of like how people just sit there and talk to you. They were just in the just chatting category, and a lot of people were like, "Twitch, you need to do something about this. There's all these almost naked girls in hot tubs, like stealing my viewers. Like, come on, man." So recently, Twitch put out a blog post saying, "Here's what we're gonna do. We're making a new category on Twitch, a viewing category that you can stream to, and it's pools, hot tubs, and beaches."
Well, some of them, there was a little bit of controversy before that. Actually, some of them got their ad money pulled because Twitch didn't see their content as advertiser friendly.
That's true too. I remember. Now that you brought it up, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right." So now I think when you stream to this pools, hot tubs, and beaches, you don't have ads on your channel.
But it's not against the terms of service. I remember them saying it's not against the terms of service because if people find you sexy, they should be able to watch you. Like that's like their words.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't know
the ads though.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the ads either. But just because I'm not like really that much into like Twitch news and whatnot. Like, to be honest, I never streamed in the just chatting category, so I never really competed with women in bikinis. But technically, you could say that I do. No matter what category you stream in, there's always going to be women in bikinis on Twitch.
Yeah, I remember. So one time before they did the hot tubs, whatever, the new category, and it was just chatting. I got on my phone during the day while I'm working, and I'm just looking. I went to Twitch to see who's on, and you were on. And so it has my list of the people I'm following. You're on. And then under that, it's like the suggested. And it's like Tim the Tapman, Pokimane, and then Amarath was on. And she's a hot tub streamer now, I guess. I guess she changed her things.
I think she started it all. She was like the big major person that started the whole hot tub trend.
Okay, I didn't know she started it. So I actually just clicked on it to see like I know this is going on, but like what is the big deal of this? So, and if she started it, that kind of is crazy because I did not really enjoy the stream. She was there playing some I think it was a Connect game because she's playing a dance game in the pool, and it was one that follows the movements. I didn't see anything on her hand, so I don't think it was in her hand, so I didn't think it was Switch or Wii. So it had to be like a Connect.
Right.
And she was playing this dance game, and she herself looks just so fucking uninterested in what she's doing. Like, I know, if that's your bread and butter, like, do it. Like, if I can dance around in a pool and make tons of money, I'd do it too. So, no hate to her.
Right, exactly.
No hate to her, but she just does not look like she, like, is getting any sort of, like, personal enjoyment out of it. She's just doing it.
Yeah, she doesn't. She's just going through the motions, like she's dead in her eyes.
Yeah, exactly. And it was just so boring to watch. And like, I was like, you don't even want to watch the shit, and you're doing it.
Right. Like, I bet she doesn't watch any of her streams.
She probably just like, oh shit, I need some money. All right, let's go put on my bikini.
Right? She's like, I need a new car.
Yeah,
Stream
right.
for 10 hours. Let me stream for 10 hours and we'll see what happens,
Yeah, so
But
I respect the hustle, but I just do not get it. Like, I did not. And she seemed bored. I was bored. I think I was in there for maybe 3 minutes because I watched the whole song and then I went over to your stream.
yeah, I don't get it either. I mean, I get it. Like, I like looking at girls in bikinis as much as any other person, any other male or female or whatever you identify as.
And she's definitely a good looker.
Yeah, exactly. And I understand that. But when you're boring, you're boring. Whatever you're wearing, you're boring.
Yeah.
It's just that. Maybe there's people that go to Twitch that don't look for entertaining or like high intensity gameplay. Like they just want to look at a woman in a bikini. Like
I just feel like
I guess so.
I just feel like if that's what you're after, there's so many other ways that you can get it.
Right. But Twitch is the most popular way you can get it. I think that's why people go to Twitch.
I kind of see Twitch as like cam girl lights. Not quite there, but kind of the same spirit.
It's a diet cam soda. That's what it is.
Yeah. And it's just like, well, if that's what you're after, why not just go after the real thing?
Right, exactly. Wow. But then again, I don't know. I don't understand people who sit there and watch and enjoy it. I really don't.
I don't know.
I wish I could find somebody who likes to watch it and ask them questions, but I don't want to. But then again, I think that if I did find somebody, I think they'd be kind of a weird person. That's just my opinion. I'm being too judgy. Let's move on.
All right, sounds good. Oh, this one. So the next one was actually your topic.
It is my topic. Yay. My topic. Okay, so a little bit of controversy with Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. It's the Nintendo bread and butter. Release the game, release it again in high definition 10 years later. Wait, no, it'd be 15 years later, something like that. I don't know.
Because Skyward Sword was Wii U, right?
Skyward Sword was Wii, so it was probably 15 years later.
You're right. Okay.
I don't know exactly what day it came out or anything. It might not even be 15 years. It might just be 12 or 15.
Because that was the real Zelda of the Wii. Because Twilight Princess was it was
cross generation.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could buy a GameCube version or a Wii version. Yeah, this one was exclusive to Wii.
Which I thought was interesting, and I know this is side topic, how they flipped the whole world just to make Link right-handed.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool too because the first time I played Twilight Princess was on the GameCube.
Yeah.
And then I eventually, being the little kid I am, traded in my GameCube to get a Wii at GameStop, like what most little kids do. And I was like, oh, I could just play all my GameCube games on my Wii. And for some reason, I was like, oh, they got Twilight Princess on Wii. I wonder what's different about it. And everything was flipped. I was like, oh, it's just mirror mode for Mario Kart. Which that was a really cool concept. But anyways, so back to Skyward Sword. So they recently, on the 18th, Nintendo dropped that they're doing an Amiibo figure with the game. It's Zelda with a Loftwing, which are the birds that you ride around in the sky. Hence Skyward Sword. And in the in-game's functionality with the Amiibo, what you can do is use the Amiibo to travel from one point of the game to the other. In the game, you have the sky world, and then you have the ground. Because you have to go to the ground to fight the evil thing that's going to come attack your whole society in the sky. So the Amiibo, basically what it does is lets you travel from the ground to the sky anywhere at any time. You can do it inside dungeons, you can do it inside just like roaming around in like Faron Woods or whatnot, which was not present in the original game. However, in the original game, you can still do that function. It's just you have to go to a certain statue within the game in order to do it. People are mad because it's basically
an enhancement to the game locked behind $25 because the Amiibo is $25 in America. It might be different prices in other places, but a lot of people are very, very upset when it comes to the functionality of the Amiibo. They think it's locked behind a paywall, like they're getting cheaped out on a game. But you can still play the entire game just fine without it. So I don't understand the whole controversy about it. I'm still going to get the Amiibo. I'm probably not going to use it. I just like having little figures. As you can tell, I have little figures right here on my desk, on my little TV stand right here. I just like collecting little figures. So yeah, but I wanted to bring it up because I know you wanted to argue with me about it. So
yeah, that I actually disagree with you. I'm on the side of you in gameplay wise, or I wouldn't use it even if I bought the game, which I might buy the game because I never played it on Wii, even though I had one. Mm-hmm. But I think it's bullshit that they're locking a feature like that behind $25. I think it makes the game a little bit easier, and I don't know how well you know my gaming habits, but I like playing games on harder difficulties, on challenging myself. So that's nothing that I would want, because if you can just leave whenever you're in trouble, then that's kind of makes the game easier. Anywho, but I don't like the fact that they are hiding a feature behind. It is a paywall to me. It is $25 paywall. Like, granted, you get a little figure, but it is still gameplay. It's not a costume. It's something that actually affects the game and someone's experience.
Right. No, I completely see what you're trying to get at. But me personally, I don't understand, because it doesn't like hinder your gameplay in any way. It helps, but it doesn't hinder it.
Yeah, it helps, but like I kind of see it as like, again, nothing I would ever do because I don't like easy modes. But there's a big controversy right now going on with the streamers playing easy modes just to get through the story. I don't know if you know about that. But
you can play whatever difficulty you want. It's your game. You bought it.
Yeah, I understand. I'm on the same boat. Like, I personally wouldn't, but if you want to play easy mode, whatever, I don't give a shit. But I guess I kind of see it as you're charging someone more for easy mode, because if you can always just travel back and I guess replenish supplies or whatever at any point, it's kind of an easy mode. So you are affecting someone's experience who may not want a challenge the way I would and just playing through the story, or someone who's just not good at the game.
Yeah, I can see that. But it's kind of hard to not be good at Zelda. I don't know. It's more of an adventure to me. It's more of an adventure. Like, it's more of like going out and exploring. And of course, I wasn't good at Zelda games 15 years ago, 20 years ago. I was like Twilight Princess took me a long ass time to beat, because sometimes I wouldn't understand what they were saying to me. Like, I get that the text that shows up on the screen saying blah blah blah, but the important words are highlighted in like red or green. Like in Twilight Princess, it would tell you to go to Faron Woods or something like that. But I wouldn't understand. I'd be like, okay, you talk to me, cool. What do I need to do? Like, and then you could also let's go back to what you were saying about how streamers play story-based games on easy.
Yeah. Just
to kind of get through the story. I completely understand that, because sometimes your viewers want you to play the newest and greatest game, but you don't. So you're like, I want to get through this as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm not big enough to understand that. Because I played Resident Evil 8 on standard difficulty, I think. I didn't play it on hard or whatever, or nightmare or something. But I have played games on easy just to get through it, But it wasn't a game I wanted to play.
Yeah.
It was just a random game. I was like, okay, I'll play this on easy. Or like if I'm replaying an old game, which is kind of what I'm going to do with Skyward Sword, with the Amiibo. Replay it on easy.
Does Zelda have difficulties, the new ones?
No, you don't pick them. They're just you're just like thrown in there. Yeah. So I mean, it's beatable if they design it that way. It's beatable without the Amiibo.
But
I just think that.
there's some
Go ahead.
people who aren't good at combat or aren't good at, like when I play Zelda, I can't. When I was a kid, I would die a lot, and I'd have a shitload of bottles of fairy, so I get revived. But
Right.
I've gone back and played like Majora's Mask, not Majora's, Ocarina of Time, on like I guess the GameCube one on my Wii, and I think I went
Right.
the whole game without dying once, just because I'm just older and more mature from gaming. Learned
Right.
how to play. But there's people who like will die on the first dungeon just because they
Right.
just don't know how to they don't like the combat systems don't really tick with them, and they're just learning how to. Gaming's kind of becoming a lot bigger, and more people who are coming into it. So
Mhm.
there's not a lot of people like me or you who have 20 plus years under their belt
Of gaming, yeah,
of gaming.
right.
Yeah. Like imagine if we were to go back and play. I know it's still hard, but the original Super Mario Brothers. When I was a kid, I wouldn't get very far, but now it would still be difficult because those games are just difficult in general because they were designed before gaming became super mainstream. Because now it's all about accessibility. A
Yeah,
game can't be too hard or no one plays it. While
and you don't make money.
exactly while you look at Lost Levels or the real Super Mario 2 from Japan.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all good. If you look at like Mario 2, the Japanese Mario 2 and not the American Mario 2, which over here it's called Super Mario Lost
Well,
Levels.
right.
That game was fucking ridiculous. Like,
I've never. One game that I will never go back and try to beat is Legend of Zelda 2: Adventure of Link, the side-scrolling one.
I've never actually played that. I've heard it's horrible
No,
though.
that's freaking god awful, and it's hard. Like, so I will probably never go back and play that. And that was also back in a time when there was no internet. There was no YouTube walkthroughs.
That was
There were
Nintendo Power.
strategy guides. There was Nintendo Power
Mhm.
and maybe strategy guides, but that was it. Like, if and
Strategy
that's what made
guides.
games long is
Yeah.
because you would just keep dying and dying and dying and dying, which is kind of how I learned how to play Zelda, like how you learned how to play Zelda. So I think that people who have not had the experience of playing Skyward Sword, whether they were too young or they just missed out on the game, or they didn't get a Wii, they got an Xbox 360 or something.
Right.
And I think they should have the same experience that everyone else has when playing the game again.
I think they should have the option.
And they do. It's just a $25 option.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point I'm making.
It's whatever. It's still beatable. Maybe I'm being a dick about it, but you can still beat the game. Okay.
I know we can, but
I mean, if you're 11 or 12, you can still beat a Zelda game. If you're like 5 or 6, I don't think you should be playing a Zelda game because they're going to be very difficult.
I remember Ocarina of Time being pretty fucking hard when I played it a long time ago, and then I played it again and I thought it was easy. So
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like a maturity thing. I even think that there's on the back of game boxes there's a couple of warnings you can get on the back of Nintendo games for the Switch.
is there like
And there's some of them on here that say basic reading ability required to enjoy this game. So I feel like with Zelda, you kind of need that basic reading ability,
Yeah.
But then
I'm,
again,
I'm just talking mechanics. I'm not talking puzzle solving.
oh, okay. But still, I mean, it's whatever to me. I never really saw the controversy behind it. I'm still gonna buy the figure. Maybe that's why I don't see the controversy behind it, because I'm gonna buy the figure no matter what. Like, I know people don't.
Yeah, I wouldn't buy the figure because I don't care enough about $25 toys. But
Right.
and I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't want that feature personally because I would want to play the game in its original fashion, and I see that as an easy mode, and that's not something that I try to go after. But it is a feature being locked behind a paywall, and I'm not for that.
Right. Understandable.
Anywho.
Anyways, what else
But
we got? That was
it's
it,
not.
right?
Yeah, it's not that big deal to me. Well, you were talking about Overwatch too.
Oh, right, Overwatch 2. I was apparently a lot of people are like, "Wow, what didn't this game come out in 2016?" Like for Overwatch 2, but I know you're a big Overwatch fan, so you probably are pretty excited for all the differences and the updates and stuff that are
I'm
coming
actually
out for it.
not.
You don't care?
No, no, no. I play the game. I love the game, but I'm not excited about the changes.
Oh, really?
Like, they pretty much said that they are doing the changes because they're trying to make the game more simple, and that's actually why I like the game because it's complex. That it's very like when you get to a competitive level, and I'm not saying I play tourney, so I just play ladder, but still, even then, it's fun. Like your Zarya has to bubble you when you're Rhine. Um, yeah, you have to know. It takes a lot of game knowledge, and the whole community is getting better as time goes by, and because people are learning new things about the game even now,
Huh.
and they're simplifying it, and that's what I don't like about it. I don't see a single tank really benefiting the the what Overwatch is trying to do. I feel like they're trying to take a step back, and this kind of goes to what we were talking about beforehand with Zelda, in terms of not paywall but accessibility. I think they're trying to make the game more accessible to more people, so they are tuning it down the complexity, and that's what I don't like. That's why I like Overwatch, because of its complexity.
It's like playing a game of chess, and then
Yes,
they're gonna dumb it down to checkers for you.
exactly.
Okay.
So, but I could be wrong. We haven't played it yet, but that's kind of what I'm seeing, and it's kind of, and they were talking about how tanks are always the ones that they can ever balance, which is true. Whenever there was a meta that like really screwed over the game, it was because the tanks were really powerful. But that just sounds like a failure on them to balance the tanks.
I think Overwatch, like, I don't know. I just the way Overwatch is now, before Overwatch 2 or anything like that, I just fell off the bandwagon, honestly. Just
Well, Overwatch is
didn't really want
actually
to play it.
a lot better now than it was a while ago. This is probably one of the best metas they've had ever because a lot of things are viable. It's not just one thing like double shield and dive, or you have to play dive, or you have to play two shield tanks. Like there's so many viable things now. It's awesome. It's just there's no player base anymore.
Right.
I'll
And,
oh, go on.
well, I was going to compare it to Apex Legends. I play Apex all the time, and the team comp in Apex Legends, you can kind of win with whoever. If you know your character and you play to their abilities, you can win because your abilities will help. But in Apex, it comes down to gun skill. It really does.
Yeah,
Um, and there is a meta in like competitive right now with like the really top dogs, like in Predator or Masters or whatever, where you have to have Gibraltar and Wraith. And right now, people are kind of like debating on who the third should be. It should be Bloodhound. It should be the new character because they both have like sonar sensing abilities, and you can kind of see people on the map right at the very end when it's really crucial to figure out where everyone is.
that's
So
pretty
there's a lot of
powerful. Yeah.
debate. Yeah, yeah, it's a lot of debate. Um, you could kind of interchange them. I guess it's who you're more comfortable with, but in just not in a competitive side, in a regular standard person side, like say you go and download Apex and you play Apex today.
Yeah.
You can play whoever you want. You're going to be thrown in a match with two other people who are going to play whatever they want. And you guys have the same chance of winning as anybody else in your match, which I love. So I think that's what I'm trying to compare it to, because you're saying in Overwatch you have different things you can pick from. You can pick your favorite character if you want to. It's still going to be viable in a match. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like to an extent, like if you pick two off healers, it might not work. But or if you pick two off tanks, it might not work. But you don't have to play like double shield. You can play dive and maybe pick a dive main tank and a dive off tank, like a Winston or a Diva, and that can work. If you play Deathball, you can do Ryan and Zarya, but you know the play style itself, you can do different play styles. Yeah, your team has to like synergize, but that's the point of the game, you know.
Right.
But
Right.
you're not stuck in one play style the way you were before, where you have to play double shield or you have to play, you know, dive because Deathball is just so underpowered.
Right. Right.
And I think it's different with Apex because Apex is very mechanically driven, where you can have like a shit character pick, but if you're just fucking good at FPS, you'll win.
Yep.
Overwatch is not like that. Like one of my favorite videos that I saw, I don't know if you're familiar with Stylosa. He's a Overwatch creator. He did a video of what's Doctor Disrespect. Like a few years ago, Doctor Disrespect came back to Overwatch and just tried playing it after not playing it for a while, and he's a silver in Overwatch, which you know is the second to bottom rank. And
Right.
you know Doctor Disrespect has fucking godly aim.
Yeah. Yeah. He's good.
Yeah, but he doesn't know how to play Overwatch. So he's just feeding like the whole fucking game.
He's just feeding other people's ults.
Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to say with it's a different style of game. And I would say, and I don't mean to put Apex down, I just think it's the truth. Apex is a more casual game with more carry potential of a single person. While Overwatch is a team-based game and you have to synergize, or like you can't just carry the way, you know, or if you're going to carry, you have to understand the game. You can't just get like someone who's ridiculously good at shooting or good mechanical skills and try to take over, because if you don't understand the game, you won't understand how people are going to counter you. And even me, who has nowhere close to the aim as Dr. Disrespect, because I played console my whole life, I'm a better Overwatch player.
Well, I mean, there you go.
You know?
You should put that on your Twitter bio. Better at Doc than in Overwatch.
But I guess that they're trying to get rid of that complexity, and that's what I'm like.
I mean, that's where the money is, dude.
I
Casual
understand,
shooters is where the money is.
I understand the logic behind it, but that's not. But that's why I like Overwatch.
I think that's why a lot of people like Overwatch as well.
But we'll see. All right, that's all I got to say on it. But if you have anything else,
No, not really. Just like a side note, though, I am going to be soft modding my 3DS, like just as like a little experiment to see if I can do it and then get homebrew on there and do all this other cool stuff with it. So
yeah, that's gonna be cool. I'm excited to see what you're gonna do.
That's a little adventure I'm going to take. The SD card I was trying to open earlier before we started this, that's why I got it. Hey man, SD cards are cheap. I got a 16 gigabyte SD card for $5.
Dude, I noticed that when I bought an SD card for my Switch. Like, I thought they were still expensive, and then I bought little one, and
Yeah, like you can get like 256 gigs for like $30, maybe less, dude.
yeah, it's crazy. But
Yeah.
only if SSDs went down in price like that.
Oh, no, they ain't gonna do that. Just that they're gonna stay up just like every other computer part. It's gonna stay high.
Yeah, I heard RAM is supposed to go off the charts now.
Everything's gonna. It's just all gonna increase.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I built I was able to get a 3080 thanks to you. So I'm completely happy with my computer. So I can't complain at all.
Oh, I did want to bring that up. You're talking about that. So 3080 Ti's, I don't know if you've seen, they've actually been spotted out in the wild already. Like full package.
I think I saw a barcode. Like I saw somebody snap a picture of a barcode of like a 3080 Ti.
Yeah.
Like on a shipping dock or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. So there's been that, but there's actually been like actual pictures of the boxes. Like stacks of them at stores already. So and the rumor is right now that the 3070 Ti is actually going to probably ship a few weeks after that. They will have the light hash rate modification on them, which means that they're going to mine at roughly half of what they should be able to do. But I haven't heard how it's supposed to be, so if it's just software, I can't possibly imagine big miners going to get around that. Like, give it 2 weeks, and then people who make money mining are going to write their own BIOS.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what happened. Didn't they try and implement that on current cards that are already released?
So no. So the thing, they're gonna re-release the current cards with the modification on it. But if you have a current card, it won't apply to it. So they're releasing I guess a refresh, quote unquote. So it's gonna be a different die, so a different GPU on it, but just similar. It's just gonna be numbered different as far as I'm concerned, and programmed to say this is it, and it'll have the light hash rate on it. So the new 3080s that are supposed to ship at the end of this month will have the light hash rate, but our 3080s that we already have won't be affected by it. So if you have a 3080 now, you will not have any effects towards your mining. But if you buy
mining,
right.
If you have one to start mining, it's free money.
It is.
It's free money.
But the 3060 had it, and they released a beta driver of the 3060, which actually didn't have it on it, on accident. But then they took it out. They got rid of it. But once it's out, it's out. So now everyone's just using that beta driver to get around the 3060s. So it's obvious. So their old one was just software. I don't know how the new one's going to be. Apparently, they're going to beef it up. But they're selling GPUs directly to miners. So
yeah,
it's all PR bullshit.
Yeah, NVIDIA, exactly. NVIDIA's not going to care as long as they just sell their graphics cards.
And the miners are willing to spend, buy more than MSRP. So
yeah, because they're making money off of it. It's a business purchase at the end of the day.
Exactly. So would they rather sell it directly to a miner, or sell it to a AIB who has to go sell it to a store and make more money off the miner? Like, hell, the miner, from what I've heard, the miners fucking go to NVIDIA and pick them up, and pay them more money. So they're not doing anyone any favors. It's all bullshit. It's all PR.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, the rumor is right now, hopefully I'll get this video out before the 31st of May, they are going to announce it. It's going to come out the 3rd of June, so that's pretty soon.
Right.
Next week, I think, or the following week. And only the AIB partnership, so the cards from Asus, the cards from EVGA, MSI, will have the light hash rate on it. If you were to buy a Founders Edition, which are kind of the hardest ones to get, but also the cheapest, it will not have the light hash rate. And the RAM on the 3080, if the rumored RAM is true, it's actually pretty damn fast. So that would be the 3080 Ti, I'm sorry. That would be like the mining king if you were able to get one of those, which they're probably going to be
Founders Edition.
A Founders
3080
Edition.
Ti.
Yeah, which there may not be many in stock because the miners are all going to buy them behind the scenes. But
right.
Yeah.
I'm just glad I got one.
Yeah, same.
That's all. That's all. I'm just glad I got one. I don't care. I'll try and get ones for other people, or I'll try and let other people know about it. But
it's hard because if you don't know when they drop, then you're not getting one.
Yeah, exactly. If you're not in the know, you're not going to get one.
All right, and that's it for me.
Yeah, same here.
It was good chatting with you, man. We should do it again.
Yes, I want to. I really want to. I liked having our conversations.
Same. So all right. So I've been Daniel.
And I'm Kern.
And we'll talk to you next time. Later.
All right, goodbye.